All right, here we are at the Tustin Plaza, home of Soup Plantation, which has gone out of business due to Corona. I've been reading a number of articles that say that buffet-style eating may never return to America because of how bad the Corona is. Oh my God. Yeah, absolutely ridiculous. So we're going to destroy millions of jobs. I mean, Las Vegas is basically built upon the buffet industry. If you don't like to gamble, but you want to go there as a tourist, hey, you get cheap meals. My family, when they went to Vegas, some 20 years ago, 25 years ago, we mostly enjoyed the buffets. We took in the sights. I mean, Vegas, even back then, was an amazing place to see. Now, there's an interesting trend going on Instagram. There's something called hashtag open safe, which basically all these restaurants in Orange County are defying the, close your restaurant, do contactless takeout and delivery crap, so that's cool. There's some restaurant in Old Town, I'll probably film it tomorrow, but basically all these restaurants are sick and tired of Gavin Newsom's BS. They don't want to deal with it anymore, and who can blame them? How many jobs need to go out of business just because Gavin Newsom says it's bad? Anyway, speaking of Gavin Newsom, we're getting a boost, if you will, to the recall Gavin Newsom effort. Newt Gingrich and Mike Huckabee, former governor of Arkansas, have signed up basically saying, hey, Californians, if you're sick of your governor, it's time to get rid of him. He's locking you down. He's shutting your business down. He wants you to stay inside while he goes to his fancy restaurants, while he goes to his fancy wineries, and does everything that goes against his orders. The guy literally is the definition of do what I say and not what I do. And there's even more good news when it comes to the recall effort. It was supposed to stop in, I think, October or November. They were going to shut it down because, you only get so many months to do a recall effort. Well, thanks to Corona, the California Supreme Court actually allowed us to go until March. There's thousands of signatures already on that bad boy. I think we only need like 1 or 2 million signatures to recall Gavin Newsom, and I'm hoping it happens. We did it to Gray Davis back in the 90s. That's how we got one of our best governors to date, Arnold Schwarzenegger, into office. I don't remember that many homeless people when Schwarzenegger was in office. He did many great things for the state, and everyone was worried because, oh, he's Republican, blah, blah, blah. That guy was the most moderate politician California's had in decades. And the reason I say that is because he surrounded himself by people with multiple different ideas, a diverse cabinet, if you will, which is all the left claims about doing, being so diverse. But the truth is Arnold Schwarzenegger actually practiced that philosophy. He had people from all sides of the political spectrum telling him how to run his government, helping him out, giving him ideas, because he wasn't a politician. The guy was an Austrian bodybuilder. I mean, seriously, he was like the last person you expect to win. I think he was running against like Danny DeVito and Gary Coldman. Anyway, here's one of the outdoor eateries that's been shut down. No one's allowed to eat here anymore. The other night, there was like 200 people out here. I'm not even joking. The night before the lockdown, this place was packed. Now it's done. I don't even think you can go in there and get food because this is one of those restaurants where they make the food fresh. They don't put it in a bag and hope you show up 20 minutes after you order it. So there you go. So there's a lot of great news today. Yeah, the Texas lawsuit that was going to the Supreme Court got thrown out. I don't understand why. They had a pretty substantial, that was pretty substantial. They need to have audits in those states. I can't talk about it though because YouTube's instituted a rule that says you can't say the F word. And no, I'm not talking about fuck. We're talking about a word that Joe Biden knows all too well. He engages in it daily. But let's not dwell on that. We all know Beijing Biden is just chomping at the bit to get in the White House to hook China up with all those trade deals. And my God, I don't even want to get into this, but it's a pretty hilarious story. It's pretty gross too, depending on what, really is going to happen up in the sky. But the Civil Aviation Authority of China, the CAAC, they have a list of recommendations. You gotta wear your goggles, you gotta wear your mask, you gotta have the PPE. There's another place, I don't know what this place is doing, maybe probably shut down. There's no chairs out here. Anyway, so yeah, PPE, all that good stuff. You go flying, most airlines are recommending it, even in America. China has always been ahead of the curve. They know about this coronavirus better than us. We're just dumb Americans, by the way. But hey, the next time you're on a flight to or from China and it's on one of those Chinese state, airlines, oh my goodness, you're probably not gonna like the smell, because the pilots aren't affected by this. No. The baggage guys? No. But the flight attendants, those poor gentlemen and gentlewomen, are being recommended to wear adult diapers. Yes, it's absolutely ridiculous. So when you go on your flight to China and your flight attendant comes up with your rehydrated beef, or your half thawed out chicken, you might smell something that she's packing beside the Kung Pao beef. Yeah, it's pretty bad. And this is the way China works. Whenever they do recommendations, it's usually an order. The Chinese live in fear of their government. It's not paradise. I don't care what the kids in college will tell you. And what do they know? They're like 20. They don't know nothing about the world. But my point is that now China's recommending that these women, these flight attendants, wear diapers. To avoid using the lavatory, we recommend that flight attendants use adult disposable underwear, is basically what the article says. And the thing about China is whenever they recommend anything, everyone does it. I was talking to my buddy from Texas, and this dude's pretty smart. He's basically telling me the way Chinese culture has always worked, hell, even Soviet communist culture worked this way too, is whenever a recommendation came down from the state, this was a way to weed out who was loyal and who was disloyal. So if you did, if you're a good communist and you did good by the party and you did everything they recommended you to do, hey, you might get that promotion. But Chinese communism is taking a fun spin on it. My buddy was telling me that a lot of Chinese communists up in the party, the CCP, will straight up issue these recommendations to weed out the gullible, to weed out the people who are dumb enough to do anything the party tells them to. Kind of to see who's, smart. It's kind of like social Darwinism. But honestly, we're really not sure what to make of this. I mean, they're saying that coronavirus is in human feces, so to avoid the lavatory, not come in contact with that, because this thing, that's one thing everyone agrees upon. This thing stays on surfaces for like 8 hours, so if everyone's going to the bathroom, there you go. But I just think it's really humiliating to these poor women that, and these men too. There's dudes that are stewardesses. I mean, if that's what you want to do with your life. Then again, it's China. Aren't there like 130 dudes for every 100 women? But yeah, now the CAAC is authorizing the female stewardesses and the male stewardesses to wear diapers. So you get on a Chinese flight, like I said, it's not going to smell good. You're in a tiny cabinet with like 50 or 100 other people. The air is definitely recycled, and it's not going to be a lovely trip. Anyway, I'm signing off for the night. We got to recall Gavin Newsom. We got to take back our state. If we can't get Trump in the White House, then the least we can do is clean up California and get John Cox into office. I voted for that man back in 2018. He's a businessman. He knows what he's doing. And he's also with Newt Gingrich and Mike Huckabee spearheading this effort. Get out there, sign the recall effort. If you haven't, go type in California, recall Gavin Newsom into Google or DuckDuckGo or whatever your favorite search engine of choice is. We got to do this, folks. We got to do this. Well, I hope you guys have a good night and try to survive out there, because I'm signing off. Take care.